So Victor's on the map because of gold mining, basically.
Gold mining's influence in Victor can be seen everywhere.
The peak of gold mining here was from about 1891 to about 1913.
The Lowell Thomas Museum in Victor showcases the men and machines who sought their fortunes in the nearby mines.
I've heard as many as 60,000 people used to live in the mining district between Cripple Creek and Victor.
That made for busy streets in downtown Victor.
There would be a lot of miners coming and going, a lot of burro pack trains. We had at one time 3 railroads coming and going from town. You can imagine all the hustle and bustle from the mining activity.
When the workday ended, those miners and everyone else needed places to relax.
There were a lot of gambling halls and saloons, theaters.
One theater still stands, though it's been dark for decades.
We're in Victor, Colorado at the Isis Theater.
Dan Whitmore is the caretaker of the theater.
It was originally built in 1896. It was the Union Theater of Varieties. It burned down in the fire of 1899. And was rebuilt in its current state.
Inside the theater lies a time capsule to the golden age of entertainment.
The stage and the theater itself and the artwork on the walls, I think, is very unique. Old programs, they're just stuck on the wall.
The theater changed from doing live shows to movies in 1931.
Everything that a movie theater needed in 1931 is still here, including the player piano from the silent movie era. They're a little sketchy, but they'll hold you up.
Upstairs, a pair of carbon arc projectors stand ready to light up the screen.
The Super Simplex motion picture projectors built by Thomas Edison. There's 2 projectors because there's 2 reels of film on a folding picture. So there's a little bell there that signals the projectionist when to start the other projector. No, I haven't tried to fire them up. I'm afraid of burning the town down again.
Dan has always had a soft spot for old theaters.
I fell in love with the building when I first saw it about 15 years ago, just walking around through Victor. Switch is the main power. You can imagine the sparks it threw off.
Today, he's working to restore it.
My partner Cynthia actually is the one that purchased the theater and got me going on it. It's become my passion. I want to see her back in her original splendor.
That's not an easy task on a 120-year-old building.
When you get into a project like this, the deeper you dig, the more problems you see, the more damage you see, the more costs you're going to have to come up with to pay for the repairs. It gets really discouraging.
Dan says the community support has kept him going.
This is the concession area. The first time we opened the doors to the public, people were just amazed and awed, and they were like, I've wanted to come in here for so long. Thank you so much for buying it. Thank you so much for fixing it up. It just filled my heart and reinvigorated me and re-inspired me. A total of 5 rolls of film.
He wants the theater to regain its role as the centerpiece of Victor's entertainment.
Other than the newspaper, this is how they got their news, and this is how they got their entertainment. This theater's a big part of the history of the town.
History, along with mining, is Victor's stock and trade. City officials welcome any development which keeps their history alive.
It preserves our authenticity as a community. It ensures that what people think of as a historic mining town is what they get when they get here.
The more you have for people to do and see, when they get here, the more apt they are to come here and then to stay here longer. And so I think the theater is huge.
Everything's been out of pocket. We're hoping to get the grant money flowing.
Dan Whitmore has big plans for the ISIS.
We'd like to eventually have motion pictures as well as live theater and dinner theater here. We have over 300 seats. There's only 400 people left in Victor, Colorado right now, so we probably won't need that many seats.
But it's still going to be a long road before the curtain can rise again on the ISIS Theater.
It hasn't always been easy, but it's always been fun.